Happy holidays and welcome to This is Public Broadcasting. I'm your host, Captain Rutledge. Christmas time is here again, and it's time once again to review a PBS Christmas special. Now, let's see. Which one this year? Adventures from the Book of Virtues, Christmas Carol. Not well known enough. See here, Cyber Chase, too short. Christmas Eve on Sesame Street, too old. Odd Squad, too new. Blackadder's Christmas Carol. That's more of a BBC, not PBS. What's VeggieTales doing in this list? Oh, now I remember. For those unaware, VeggieTales was a Christian video series created by and starring the voices of Phil Vischer and Mike Nawrocki. Bob the Tomato and Larry the Cucumber tell moral and Bible stories to answer children's letters and teach moral lessons like faith, perseverance, friendship, and honesty. Being a Christian video series, of course VeggieTales would produce a Christmas special. In fact, they produced 5 over a period of 17 years. So, which special are we talking about? The only special, and in fact the only production, to air on PBS. The Star of Christmas. The Star of Christmas features Bob and Larry as jingle writers Cavis Apethart and Millward Phelps, based off the real-life musical duo of Gilbert and Sullivan. Tired of writing jingles, the two writers decide to put on a musical. As Bob puts it,
"If I could do one thing, just one thing, I'd teach all of London to love. Is that so much?"
Oh, just wait 80 years. The Beatles will get around to it eventually. Cavis plans to put on a musical with a glut of electric lights and hire the most famous actress in all of London to play the lead. Meanwhile, across town, Junior Asparagus, Edmund Gilbert, is preparing for a Sunday school pageant at St. Bart's Church. He has some huge plans, but his father reminds him of what really matters.
Oh, Dad, do you have to do it now? The pageant!
Isn't as important as helping people in need, Edmund. That's what God did on Christmas. He came to us to help us and to show us how much He loved us. And she shall give birth to a son, and they shall call him Emmanuel, God with us. I want to show this family the love God showed us. Then I'll be back. Oh, by the way, the church committee met, and they decided that you could use the Star of Christmas in your pageant if you're very careful with it.
Well, they were originally going to use the MacGuffin of the Magi, but this one sounded better.
Oh, excuse me. Wonder what a Star of Christmas is, anyway. Beg pardon, were you asking about the Star of Christmas? The Star of Christmas of Canterbury, one of the finest existing examples of 6th century metalwork, given by St. Gregory the Great to the monks at Canterbury, August 14, 592. Why do you ask? Well, it's nothing, really. They're just going to use it in a Christmas pageant. That's astonishing! The star hasn't been publicly displayed since February 12, 1803, due to the perceived security risks from the reigns of King Charles the Greedy and Cedric the I'll-Eat-Anything Star-Shaped. That's big news!
Ah, yes, the reign of Cedric the I'll-Eat-Anything Star-Shaped. A very trying time for England. So trying, in fact, that they replaced him in history books with King George IV. What's funny is that nobody could really tell the difference between the two. Naturally, news about the star spreads, and the Crown Prince Frederick declines his seat at Cavis and Millward's musical. And so what the? Campbell, you weren't messing with the tapes again, were you? Nay, 'twas part of the original broadcast. Oh, right. Yeesh. It's part of the toy that saved Christmas, but it was most likely included here to pad out the episode runtime. So, what happens? Larry sings about waiting for Santa Claus, but the only arrivals are a bank robber, a Viking, and an IRS agent. Nonetheless, Larry still offers them some of his cookies. Then, Santa finally arrives.
I'm Santa, and I've come to bring you gifts. Oh yes, I've come to bring you gifts, and I've come to stuff your stocking. Go ho ho ho.
Merry Christmas!
Well, it's a fun song, but the animation compared to the rest of the special is pretty jarring. Especially the lack of plausible shadows. Anyhow, back in the main story, Cavus and Millward try to think about how to get the prince to come to their new show.
We need the prince to see our show, but he's gonna go see the Christmas pageant. So what do? Kidnap him! Is that legal?
No.
We've got to make everything more spectacular. We need bigger songs, bigger sets, and most of all, lots more lights.
Naturally, this proves slightly troublesome. So, Cavus gets a different idea.
Got it! What's going on?
Of course, you could say he had a big idea. Huh? Huh? Ah, great. Well, that night, Cavus and Millward sneak into St. Bart's Church to steal the Star of Christmas. In case those of you watching at home forgot.
Kidnap him!
That's bad.
Trust me, it's the right thing to do.
This is somehow better? Way to confuse the kids watching, guys.
I still don't feel very good about stealing the star.
Oh, no. We're not stealing the star. We're just borrowing it. As soon as our show opens, we'll bring it right back.
You could just ask Reverend Gilbert to borrow the star. He's a nice guy. I'm sure he'd allow it.
Wow. Would you look at that?
It looks like a turtle.
Listen, Millward, I don't care if it looks like a chicken on a bicycle. This is what the prince wants to see, so this is what we're going to put in our show.
Before they can make off with the star, though, Cavus and Millward run into an unsavory character on guard.
What do you think you're doing? The star? All right, now I'm angry.
It's Moyer the Destroyer!
Run, Millward!
I'm way ahead of you, Cavus!
Get back here, you chicken-hearted hooligans!
So they're portraying Scots as angry ruffians? That's despicable, isn't it, Campbell?
I sure it is, Cap.
Nonetheless, Cavus and Millward manage to escape from the church and make it back to the theater for rehearsal, along with the star. However, all the electric lights create a fire and burn down the theater, along with what they think is the star.
The show's gone. The theater's gone. And everyone left us here alone. Well, on the bright side, I guess things couldn't get any worse.
There they are! It's them, Constable! The vicious hooligans that stole the Star of Christmas!
While Cavus and Millward sit in jail, they get a small lesson in what love really is from their cellmate.
Listen, Governor, I don't know where you're from, but you're more likely to teach a horse to fly than teach this city to love. That's love. But I ain't never seen anything like that. Leastwise, not round here.
Why are vegetables getting me so emotional? Eventually, the Reverend, being such a nice guy, decides not to press charges on Cavus and Millward, but now the Reverend and Edmund are late for the Sunday school pageant at church.
Maybe not.
I came as soon as I heard. If there's anything I can do, why aren't you in the slammer?
It's time!
I'm not so sure about this.
Are you sure he can drive this thing?
No problem. Not bad, huh?
Millward!
Millward, the bike! I can't see anything!
Look, we're bakers.
Ha! Look at that!
That I did not expect.
Just when our heroes think they'll be getting to the church on time, they run out of rocket power. Until...
We're not completely out of rockets, Cavus.
No, Millward. No.
Millward, no.
Being late is considered fashionable in some circles.
Cavus, the show must go on!
You just make 10 be the top number, and these go to 11.
At last they arrive at the church in time for the Sunday school pageant, and Edmund recites the story of the first Christmas from the Gospels of Matthew and Luke.
So Joseph went up from the town of Nazareth to Bethlehem. He went there with Mary, who was pledged to be married to him and was expecting a child. While they were there, the time came for the baby to be born. She wrapped him in cloths and placed him in a manger, because there was no room for them in the inn. After Jesus was born, wise men from the east came to Jerusalem and asked,
"Where is the one who has been born King of the Jews? We saw his star in the east and have come to worship him."
And all this took place to fulfill what the prophet had said. She will give birth to a son, and they will call him Emmanuel, God with us.
The Sunday school pageant winds up a success, but it turns out that the Star of Christmas was in the church all along.
Hold on a second. Look what I found.
What? The Star of Christmas.
But
It was in my sock drawer all along. I must have set out the wrong box.
Wait, if that's the star, what did we take?
It was our other famous relic, the Turtle of Damascus. Not nearly as valuable. Most experts say it's a hoax.
told you it looked like a turtle.
I've got one more thing I need to do first.
As the special ends, Cavus and Millward pay a Christmas visit to Mr. Pincher in the jail and offer him some cookies, cocoa, and a present.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Pincher.
God, these vegetables. That's it. No more eating vegetables for me. From now on, I'm sticking to a strict diet of red meat.
Despite the fact that the VeggieTales team was busy working on Jonah at the same time, this special turned out fairly good. Sure, the animation has its issues, but the story is enjoyable and the voice acting is very well done. And just like many other VeggieTales specials, the music is extremely catchy and memorable. It's a perfect special for families wanting to teach children about the true meaning of Christmas, albeit with talking vegetables.
Well, that's all for now, folks. Thanks for watching, and I hope each and every one of you has a very Merry Christmas. For This is Public Broadcasting, I'm Captain Rutledge. Happy Holidays.
Let me be the first to show you the way out! No, wait.